like somebody mentioned the chat, like AOL dial-up. Remember, you used to download pictures and it's like, and you're like just waiting for the titties. It's like, you're like, oh, here
I
they
can't
come,
help it, man.
dum.
It's like I pay for a full gig. I can't. It is what it is. And upload's supposed to be 36 megs, which it's not, because 36 is more than enough for something like this.
How about this? You
But I
like this?
will Ultimate Fighting Salamander. I will have fiber, full blown fiber, synchronous gig up and down by January. So
Who
just
likes
bear
the
with
hat?
us.
Who likes the hat? I think it's pretty cool.
We should sell it.
Design that
Send the
myself.
design. We should sell it.
Design that myself. You like it? I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty clean. I think it's pretty
I
clean.
agree. We should sell it. Okay. Next up, at UFC Vegas 65, we have the main event of the evening. We've got Derrick Lewis taking on Sergey Spivak. Derrick Lewis, 26-10 overall, 2-3 in his last 5, coming off 2 knockout losses in a row. Sergey Spivak, 15-3 overall, 4-1 in his last 5. That lone loss being to Tom Aspinall. This breakdown is exactly what you think it is. If Derrick Lewis wins, it has to be by knockout. If Sergey Spivak wins, it is most likely takedown and submission, or takedown and elbow away. Derrick Lewis is all hammer and no nail. I would never say that to his face, but we just watched him break a couple fights in a row. Anybody who is willing to stand in front of him and trade, not anybody with a chin who is willing to stand in front of him and trade can break Derrick Lewis. They can break him. He's just sitting on the big punches, and when they don't work, he does not have a backup plan. There's no wrestling there. There's no jab. It's just the big punches, and if you can get to him first, if you can take him down, you should have success, but he can literally just bench press you off. So, it's always hard breaking down a Derrick Lewis fight because he's basically never the better fighter, but always the more dangerous fighter. So Sergey Spivak is going to be the pick. I'm confident in that pick. I think every single one of us is confident in that pick. But if Derrick Lewis separates his head from his body, I don't think a single person would be surprised. And this breakdown is like every other Derrick Lewis breakdown we've ever done. What do you think?
Yeah, and the likelihood of that one punch KO every single fight is just gonna get less and less and less. The power is always gonna be there, but his speed, I mean, the guy's 37, 38 years old. The speed, the footwork, everything is gonna go less and less. And I have to imagine, and this is gonna be kind of a wild accusation. I don't mean any disrespect by it, but I would have to imagine that Derrick Lewis, I mean, he was a title contender. I mean, he fought for the interim title versus Gane. He was right there working hard. At this point in his career, 37, 38 years old, for him to get a title shot again after the losses he's had, he'd have to win 4 or 5 in a row. I think he realizes that is out of reach. He always said he was never a guy that was he's always in it for the money. But when you're that close to the title, I think it's easier to work hard in camp. It's easier to do this. And he has been a guy that's very vocal as far as like, I don't like running, I don't like doing this, I don't like doing that. When you're no longer kind of the title contender guy, I think it's harder to wake up in the morning and go to the gym. I don't know if that is, again, these are wild accusations to make, but I think as you're getting older, it's, maybe you just don't work quite as hard. You don't do this, you don't do that. He's already talking about, bad back, bad knees. That's not going to get any better as you get older and training for these fights. This should be a Spivak play all the way. If people, as you mentioned, are sprinkling this and that, Lewis inside this and that, I get it. I just don't think his heart is like 100% in fighting anymore. He shows up, he loads up that right hand, he collects his check, either it lands or he doesn't. As you mentioned, when people match that intensity, he tends to fold. He's not a Tai Tuivasa. We've seen Tai Tuivasa get hurt, get against the fence, and what does he do? He bites down, he fights back, he looks like that absolute warrior. Derrick Lewis just doesn't quite have that in him anymore. I think Spivak comes in, gets an early takedown. I don't think he messes around and just absolutely mauls this guy on the ground, because once he starts breaking, you can break this man, and that's going to be my play is Spivak in the first round. I think he gets it done. We'll see what happens. I hope it's somewhat entertaining, but I don't think it's going to be.
It should be. I mean, very rarely is Derrick Lewis in a boring fight. He comes out, tries to make it happen, so he's not in boring fights. So
Francis Ngannou fight.
It was boring. But there was a finish. That fight like literally broke him. He has not been the same since that fight. Obviously, he bounced back with a knockout immediately, but he's just not been the same since that fight. And, he blamed it on pressure and it was home. And you people in the comments with your conspiracy, well, most of Lewis's loss were in Texas. What? What does that
Well, he
mean?
said
So
he
he's
didn't
going to
like.
beat
You know what's
Sergey
funny is
Spivak?
he said he doesn't like fighting in Texas because of the pressure, and then all of a sudden he takes all these fights that are in Texas. He just keeps taking fights in Texas for whatever reason. A lot of people are saying too in the chat, like the smaller cage, he does well in the smaller cage. It's like the smaller cage could work better for Spivak for the wrestling. I mean, he doesn't have to close the distance
Yeah,
as
well,
much.
you're
So.
just overthinking everything. It's literally as simple as Derrick Lewis is not very well rounded, but he has insane power that can end the fight at any moment. He's done it multiple times. And I think in my quick picks, I've said we've never seen Derrick Lewis dominating a fight, right? We've never seen Derrick Lewis winning rounds, ever. Name a fight where Derrick Lewis is just winning the striking exchanges, beating him with a jab, winning the rounds, and then gets a fin. No. He's always getting touched up, sitting and waiting, lands it. That's a Derrick Lewis fight. So you can't, it's so hard to pick a guy like that who you're just waiting. You're just praying that he's going to land the big shot because he's not going to land the jabs. He's not going to get takedowns. He's not going to outwork anybody. It's a big shot. He'll always be there. He did it to Volkov. He did it to that nasty wrestler. The hell's his name? Curtis Blades. He'll always be losing until he's not. I think Sergey Spivak gets this done. I will spend the $9,200 on DraftKings. It's about as confident as you can be in anybody who's fighting somebody who hits as hard as Derrick, because I picked Tuivasa to beat Derrick Lewis. I also picked Poplovic to beat Derrick Lewis. But those were nerve-wracking because those are strikers. And I don't want you in a firefight with Derrick Lewis. Sergey Spivak is not a striker. He's not going to be in a firefight. He is going to be shooting, and he will get takedowns. So that's why I'm a little more confident in this than some of those. You agree?
I agree with everything you say at all times.
He gets it. $7,000 in DraftKings. If you think he gets the knockout, then of course, no shit. He'll score. He'll score whatever the round bonus is in that round because he's not going to score any points doing anything else. He throws like no punches whatsoever.
Yeah, 90.
And then
in the first round would be 90, 94 points. Or maybe he could get a knockdown. So there you go. There's 100 points because you get 10 for the knockdown.
I don't think he knocks people down. I think they're just out.
Well, they fall
right.
down.
I can't think of somebody he knocked down. They got back up.
I think Volkov he knocked down and then technically it's a knockdown and then he finished him on the ground. So.
Yeah, but it goes down as the finish. It's not a knockout bonus. It's just a finish bonus. So.
I know it's a knockdown and then the finish. You get 10 points for the knockdown.
I don't think they score it.
Fuck, I don't know.
I'll have to look that up because that is interesting. I don't think they score it. If it's the same chain, I think it's TKO. Anyway.
You could be right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for disagreeing.
Well, this is very easily verifiable. We'll just look it up.
I literally said you, but you're probably right. I'm sorry for disagreeing. Why?
That's right. Yeah. That's the breakdown on the fight. Both of these guys should be in your Monkey Knife Fight Knockout Kings because Spivak can get a TKO for sure. Derrick Lewis, we know, can get a knockout. So you got to throw them both in your Monkey Knife Fight Knockout Kings.
I'm playing a little bit of a different angle on Sergey.
Well, become a premium member, see what Jacob's doing there. But Monkey Knife Fight Knockout Kings, that's how you think that goes? Monkey Knife Fight Knockout Kings, I am going to double this up, and then I'll go ahead and grab somebody else from the undercard, like a Jack Maddalena or somebody like that I think can get it done. If you want to tail that, go to weonpicks.com/MKF, sign up, make a deposit. They will instantly match that deposit, and you could take home what essentially has become free money with Knockout Kings. Guys, go to weonpicks.com and become a premium member. Not only do you get all the bets, all the picks, we're giving you round props. We're giving you future bets. We're doing daily fantasy prop games like Prize Picks, Underdog, and Monkey Knife Fight. We're giving you full comprehensive FanDuel breakdowns, full DraftKings breakdowns, and we have a DraftKings optimizer. If you don't know what an optimizer is, it helps you build winning lineups. Weonpicks.com. At the top, click become a member. It's only $10. $10 a month. That's $2.50 a week. Weonpicks.com. Click become a member. And then finally, if you want $10, $10. The hell am I talking about? $10. $50 for free All you need to do is go to weontpicks.com/bets, sign up, make a deposit, and I will send you $50 as a thank you. And you know what's so funny about this scene right now? What is Jacob actually doing? Do you think he's just curled up in a ball under his desk? Did he crawl away? Like, is he there still? Like, what is he doing right now? Just laying on the floor, like shh, shh, just waiting for me to end it. Anyway, guys, thanks for the watch, and we will see you later this week. I ended it. You can come out now. He's really sticking to this bit. All right, well, I tried to trick him. It didn't work. He's been watching on his phone. Do all the things and make sure you check in tomorrow to see if Jacob is still alive.